Hi, friends, it's Haya. I know a lot of us are going through some really, really hard stuff right now. And one of the hard things for me, actually, in the past mm, half to three quarters of a year has been not not putting myself out there as much, not making videos, not blogging that much, not doing too much public speaking, not doing a lot of public events, not doing much teaching. And I miss it so much. And for me, like, part of being a healer and also somebody who has a lot of struggles and pain is being able to constantly, um, like, cook up something with my own struggles that I can share with other people that would somehow help them or make them feel more connected or give them some kind of medicine or healing, and myself as well in that process. And when I don't have access to that for whatever reason, it's really crazy making for me. And that's what this year has been like, because I've been in this very retreating, healing, recovering, and solitary kind of state, and very private, and sort of like not wanting to share myself with the world, not wanting to share my struggles, not wanting to share anything very much at all at times. Um, and even just posting on social media has been hard for me. Um, and sometimes I'll just post something and then take it down and just not want to deal with the whole being in public thing, which is interesting because for me, a lot of times that's like where I get my energy and where I feel most connected. Um, and it just brings me to this question of, like, when we have that thing that is really key to us and then for some reason it gets taken away or we don't have access to it for a time, what happens? And I think that it can bring a lot of us into very, very intense despair. Um, and I just want to say one thing about that, which is that, you know how when somebody gets diagnosed with depression, let's say there's this whole checklist of things, and one of them is like no longer finding enjoyment or pleasure in things you used to love. And, that's definitely something that's been the case for me this year. Like, a lot of things I used to love are no longer interesting or exciting to me. And actually, they're like repelling, and just like, no way, I have no interest in that whatsoever. Um, but one cool thing is that no matter how despairing I feel, I know that that dynamic of like not being interested in things I used to be interested in does not mean that there's something medically wrong with me or that I need to like take a drug that might somehow change that. No, that's not the story. And I'm grateful that I know very, very well that that's not the story I'm going to tell myself. And that I hope other people don't feel they have to tell themselves, because there's other stories. And for me, the other story I've been telling myself is that this is something I'm going through. And at the end of it, there will be clarity of some sort, and it will get me somewhere. And I don't know where now. I haven't known where for a long time. And even like the little bits of like, this is where I think this might be going in my life. Some of them, like those pathways I've started to take have been like, haven't gone anywhere, or just haven't really led to what I hoped they would or what I thought they might. And so it's brought me to a lot of despair. And I was praying last night and just got this thought that I need to start making videos again. And I'm really grateful, because honestly, almost every day of the past year I've asked myself if I could make a video, and it's always been no. Like, I don't want to be seen, I don't want to put myself out there, I don't want to be in the public spotlight at all, or I don't even have anything to say to the world. And that's just such a hard thing for me. And I know a lot of people actually feel that way most of the time. But I haven't in my life. Like, in my life, a lot of the time, I really just get the most medicine and healing out of putting myself out there publicly and sharing my struggles, sharing what I'm going through, sharing what I see other people going through, and like the process I'm going through, and like how it might be healing for other people as well. And I think that it is for all of us. Whatever we're actually going through is healing for other people as well, if we can be authentic about it. So I picked this card because I see that most of my friends are struggling a lot right now. I picked this card for us. It just came out of my deck. It's the Six of Discs, which is well-being. And it's interesting that I picked this card because I was not feeling well-being. But it's also like I've been feeling this kind of dichotomy between like feeling well-being and not well-being at the same time. Like parts of my body feel like so good and deeply relaxed, and other parts of my body are like spasming in pain. And that's been like my reality for a lot of this year, actually. And I've been like really just working on like this card. There are 6 discs and they're all different colors. It's like all these different areas of possible well-being. And what I'm also getting from this card is that we really need to connect with each other, even when we want to be isolated. And there's a lot of opportunity for isolation right now, especially with the current trends of communication leaning towards the internet, leaning towards texting, leaning towards passive aggressiveness, and not actually talking things out with other people. And I've realized that I actually have a really hard time even expressing my feelings anymore in person or on the phone to someone directly, because partly it's because of my own journey of being really isolated, moving around a lot, not having a lot of old friends or close friends nearby me, if any. And I think that I know I'm not the only one in that situation. A lot of us have moved around a lot of us have lost people and things in our lives in the past years. And I just want to encourage you to reach out, to trust your own sense of your well-being, and to know that this is a time that has been hard for a lot of us. It's been really hard. And I want us to like all be out in the field in a park holding hands and hugging each other rather than, on Facebook all the time. That's what I really want. And, I'm an introvert and I love being home alone, and I like reading Facebook too. And it's like there's this difficulty in balance that I'm noticing, that I'm feeling, that I'm noticing other people feeling. And I just wanted to reach out to you, whoever's watching this, to my community, and to say, you're not crazy, you're not medically ill if you feel this way. I mean, maybe you are medically ill, I don't know, whatever that means. But like whatever you're going through is something that is authentic and real. And there's just so many different stories we can tell about our experiences. So I just want to offer you that you can choose your story. And it doesn't have to be the medical model that you're clinically depressed or have an anxiety disorder. And if that model works for you, fine. But I've just found it really empowering to know that I don't have to use that language. So sending you lots of love. And if you're in psychiatric drug withdrawal, I'm with you in spirit.